gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It is not jealous. It is not pompous. It is not inflated. It is not rude. It does not seek its own interest. It is not quick-tempered. It does not brood over injury. It does not rejoice, but rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Please stand for the gospel. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. Alleluia, 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 alleluia. The Lord be with you, and also with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Glory to you, Lord. Jesus said, "From the beginning of creation, God made them male and female. For this reason, a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, no human being must separate." The Gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Please be seated. Well, there is a scene in Fiddler on the Roof where Tevye is sitting at the dinner table. It's kind of a mellow mood. He's had a couple of glasses of wine. And Golda, his wife, is doing the dinner dishes. And it's kind of a time where he looks back in memory over the life he's had together with Golda. They've had their ups and their downs. They've survived the various pogroms of the Russian Tsar. They've seen each of their daughters choose a different path for themselves, not exactly what they themselves would have chosen for them. They dealt with their own poverty and trying to make ends meet. And so Tevye then, in this reflective mood, poses the question to Golda, "Do you love me?" She kind of reacts a little irritated. Why is he bothering me? I'm busy doing the dishes. But he's not content to allow her to pass by that question. And so once again he poses the question, "Do you love me?" Now she gets a little bit unsettled and she pauses and she says, "Of course I love you. I bore your children, I clean your clothes, I feed you at the table. Certainly I love you." But Tevye is not quite content with that answer. So once again, he asks the hard question, "Do you love me?" And all of a sudden, things kind of click into perspective for her. And she begins to see the whole outlay of their relationship with each other, their ups and their downs, and the fact that they stay together through all of those things because of one special quality that they had for each other. That quality that at the beginning of their relationship they expressed to each other, somehow took for granted, but now at this momentous time they're reaffirming it again. And so Golda leaves the dishes and goes over to her husband, who now has risen, and to embrace. An embrace that somehow codifies and solemnizes that special relationship they've had all throughout the years. Well, a number of years ago, Jamie and Rachel came to that point in their own relationship where they expressed their love for each other and began their journey together. And today they formally and officially codify that relationship and ask for the official response, "Do you love me?" And the answer to that, "Yes, I do." In the letter from St. Paul that the two of them chose for part of the ceremony, they took St. Paul's hymn to charity, hymn to love. Love is patient, kind, not jealous, does not put on airs, is not snobbish, never rude, not self-seeking, not prone to anger, does not brood but rejoices with the truth, is forbearing, filled with trust, hope, and the power to endure. And you know, when two people love each other, the greatest gift that they can give to each other is their love expressed in the gift of forgiveness. St. Paul tells us in Colossians, "You are God's chosen race, his saints. He loves you, and you should be clothed in sincere compassion, in kindness and humility, gentleness and patience. Bear with one another. Forgive each other as soon as a quarrel begins. The Lord has forgiven you, now you must do the same." So over all these things, St. Paul says, keep these various virtues together and complement them with the greatest of all virtues, the virtue of love. And that's kind of what it's all about. It's very simple theology. And in a sense, when two people love each other completely, not 50% and 50%, but 100% and 100%, and God is present to his people once again. God once again walks the earth through a couple, through their relationship. So, before we begin the actual exchange of vows, I'd like to just share Christ's priestly prayer for all of us, and most especially for all married couples. Father, I want those you have given me to be with me here where I am, so that they may always see the glory you have given me, because you loved me before the foundation of the world. Father, righteous one, the world has not known you, but I have known you, and these have known that you have sent me. I have made your name known to them, and will continue to make it known, so that the love with which you love me may be in them, so that I may be. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Just take a few moments now to remember and pray for Jamie and Rachel as they prepare to exchange their vows. Now we can invite the wedding party to come forward. My dear friends, you have come together in this church so that the Lord may seal and strengthen your love in the presence of Christ's minister in this community. Christ abundantly blesses his love. He has already consecrated you in baptism, and now he enriches and strengthens you by a special sacrament, so that you may assume the duties of marriage in mutual and lasting fidelity. So in the presence of the church, I ask you to state their faith. Jamie and Rachel, have you come here freely, without reservation, to give yourselves to each other in marriage? Will you love and honor each other as husband and wife for the rest of your lives? Will you continue to love and nurture your children according to the law of Christ and his church? Since it is your intention to enter into marriage, join your right hands and declare your consent before God and his church. Repeat after me. I, Jamie, take you, Rachel.
I, Jamie, take you, Rachel.
To be my wife.
To be my wife.
I promise to be true to you.
I promise to be true to you.
In good times and in bad.
In good times and in bad.
In sickness and in health.
In sickness and in health.
I will love you and honor you
I will love you and honor you.
all the days of my life.
All the days of my life.
I, Rachel, take you, Jamie.
I, Rachel, take you,
To be my husband.
to be my
I promise to be true to you. In good times and in bad. In sickness and in health. I will love you and honor you all the days of my life. You have declared your consent before the church. May the Lord, in his goodness, strengthen your consent until you go with his blessings. God has joined them in us below. Amen. Now we have an exchange of rings. The blessing of their rings. Hold that in mind. Lord, bless these rings, which you give to each other as a sign of your love and fidelity. Rachel, take this ring
Rachel, take this ring
as a sign of my love and fidelity.
as a sign of my love and fidelity.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Jamie, take this ring
Jamie, take this ring.
as a sign of my love and fidelity.
As a sign of my love and fidelity.
In the name of the Father, and of the Now let us all stand for the general session. God has given us His promises in the Word of Scripture. Jamie and Rachel have given their promises to each other in their marriage. This hour of